So, welcome of course our dear guests at your home and with your family. Today our presentation about learning how to learn. It's very important to know how to learn, not only language but other fields of science as well. Today we'll talk about how the brain gains information, how to process it, the focus and diffuse modes. We'll talk about also the practice application, how they're important to store information in our minds. We'll talk about why do we need to learn a language and how we do it, and of course the conclusion after that. This is our brain. It has a lot of groups. Of course, it starts with the prefrontal cortex or the temporal lobe at the front, where we have the working memory. At the back, we have different lobes that have different functions. This is our brain. Of course, here when we get information, it starts with the prefrontal cortex or the first lobe, and then it goes on with the different parts of the brain and other lobes as well. When we get information like vocab or grammar, any knowledge, it processes and has a journey. It starts with the prefrontal cortex, and then if you apply it and practice that, it goes on with other parts of the brain and other loops. It's very important to recycle information to be installed at the back of it. The practice application has kind of journey inside the brain, and it's very important because here you can recycle and recall information again and again, and that enhances your brain. And every time you recall on some information, it helps this to restore it better in your mind. This is the focused mode. When we get information, we are in focus mode where our cells are very tight. We can see here the information we gain, like vocab, or grammar, it's like a pinball. When we gain it, it starts to move with the prefrontal cortex, as you see here in this part. And of course, it's like, for example, math calculation or a sentence you write, anything like that. Still in the front part. But then, when you use it again in different contexts, in different places, it starts to move on after that to the back part in here, in this area. And then it's installed. But at first, it's always the working memory. This is the diffuse mode. Okay. Diffuse mode is a lot important. Diffuse mode when you relax, when you take a nap, when you sleep, when you play a game. Okay. When you do that, as you see here, the cells of the brain are very flexible and have bigger space. So it allows the information, this information to move around the cells and be stored. And not only that, while you're sleeping or napping, it gets a lot stored. So don't you think that when you sleep, nothing happens in your brain. Actually, it happens. Your information you get during your work or awakening, it's installed. So it's very important period, a very important process. Here, we get information through the focus mode, and then we have the diffuse mode or the relaxed mode, where you can take any kind of activity, which is very important to restore information. And then after that, remember, focusing is a kind of practice. You need to focus for a certain period of time without any kind of interruption, whatever. You need to stay focused for some period, like let's say 20 minutes. Okay. And then you have the diffuse mode, a kind of relax, take a drink, anything, as a kind of reward to yourself. And then get back again to the focus mode. And gradually try to increase your focus mode until you get maybe for like 30 minutes. Okay. And again take a diffuse mode. All of these several, a lot of scientists like Einstein and others used to have a relaxed mode, like they stay in the bed or stay in the chair and have the keys in their hands. The minute that the keys drop from their hands, they took their diffuse mode, and the information is stored a lot better in their minds. Here, the practice application, how they're very important to restore information in your mind. Where, as we said before, the information is like a pinball that moves around your brain and gets to the the back of your brain. We can see here the neuron is the basic unit in your brain. Your brain has the axon and the syllabus where we have to store the information. Of course, here the axon is like a bridge between the neurons. It's very important to have that to move the information through it. Okay. The more that you are relaxed, the more information you use faster and better. The practice gets information to be recycled in your brain and moves from there to there in different loops of the brain, of course, in different functions. The more you practice, the more you enhance your ability to recall and summon information, to use it. Of course, when you summon information, it goes on to the working memory. Okay, and then when you finish, it gets again to the back memory, other loops as functions. And try to increase your recycle and your practice day after day. That's very important. Why do we need to learn any language? That's a very important question. Because if you know, your motivation will be bigger, and your intrinsic motivation, your inner motivation, will motivate you to go to that. Of course, experiments prove that learning new languages increases the size of your cell in the brain. It helps your brain to be bigger. Not only that, it helps you to be more, acknowledgeable and aware about stuff. Not only that, it also proves that learning language, it helps your brain to remember things and enhance your memory. And of course, that helps. If you later get Alzheimer, it resists Alzheimer as a kind of lose of memory. Not only that, language helps you to contact with other cultures everywhere. We need that now to communicate in fields of work, in our job, in other stuff. So we need it to contact with other people in different countries and different cultures as well. Not only. Also, it gets you to excel in your educational work and, of course, scientific fields. It helps you to enhance your character and sharpen your skills. Okay. And at the end, it helps you to have better career and better opportunities of jobs everywhere. But how can we learn any language? The application. Here we see that when you try to get any information and recycle that and practice that, you store your mind. So don't ever try to memorize anything. It just comes with practice and application. And remember that memorizing anything is a waste of time. When you memorize anything, it just gets in your working memory. It's not in the temporary long-term memory. It's in the short-term memory. So it's not really effective. All of us in our educational phases, we experienced that. We tried to memorize vocabulary grammar, and that didn't help at all. So don't ever memorize anything. Apply and practice. For example, if you get a new vocabulary grammar, try to use it in sentences, try to put in a paragraph, in orally, whatever, but stuff like that. Also try to connect what you learn with your fields of interest, or fields of study, or fields of work. That will make it more interesting to you, to be better in that, and to be more motivated to learn. After reading and listening activities, try to follow that with any kind of activity that helps to recycle the material. Try, for example, to after you read something, try to summarize it in orally or reading. If you listen to something, you may at least take the main important ideas or whatever, and you may narrate it to your friends or classmates. This is the processing of the language in our brain. Of course, anything starts with listening and reading. Remember that when you were a child, your first step was to listen. Okay? You didn't have a teacher to help you to speak or read. Okay? It was, everything starts with listening. Remember that people were found in the jungles, and these are true stories. They learned the language of monkeys and animals and apes still by listening. And then the need forced them to speak. Okay. So remember, listening and reading is the first step. As you see here, parts of the brain interact with anything you listen and read. And then it goes on with the same process, you get to the meaning, okay, as a whole, and you comprehend it. And then it goes on to the articulation through speaking and writing, the last step. So the more you listen and read, the more you articulate and express, and you have better outcomes. Still, the four skills are separate. They support each other, but they're still separate. enjoy practice. Try to find something enjoyable to you, to enjoy reading or listening or writing. For example, enjoy writing about your diaries, what happened to you today. Try to speak to your friend about a nice story in English or whatever the language. So don't take it seriously. Try to find something. And if you get bored with anything, skip it and get back later. Don't ever try to get bored with something and continue. This is really bad. Remember, you should enjoy. Also try to renew and change your techniques and strategies of learning all the time to overcome the routine and to try to find other ways that help you to be better. Try to use more than one sense when you practice language. For example, when you read, try to read aloud. When you, for example, listen, try to jot down the important ideas. So try to move more than one sense to practice. When you get a new vocabulary grammar, try to teach it to others. That's a mix of senses, and which is very important, and it's supposed to be one of the best ways to learn anything. Focusing. Remember that when you do anything, all of us care about vocabulary and grammar, and we think that we need us to be better in any language. This is totally wrong. Okay, grammar and vocab help, support, still they don't really enhance our language in learning. Simply you need to focus and place your target in the 4 skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing, and nothing else. Vocab and grammar only help. And remember that when you practice, your focus should be on one field. I mean that, for example, you are reading a text or a passage or a journal or whatever. Here, you read the first time, for example, for comprehension, to understand the whole thing. And then another time for guessing the difficult words. Another time for observing punctuation. Another time for observing grammar. Okay. So make when the listening, the same thing. When you listen, make the first time maybe for understanding the whole listening audio. Another time for trying to understand the accents. Or another time to repeat some of the phrases and statements. So again, make every time for one thing. And remember that you should choose material that's suitable to your level. Don't take something very difficult and not, of course, easy. Make it like a challenge to you. And when you find something difficult, try it many times. It will become a lot easier, believe me. Okay? Find people that share your same interests, like your friends, and try to enjoy with them with practicing the language, speaking, wherever. The class is very critical environment for you. I mean that in the class you have other classmates that share the same interest. So don't waste time in just writing or speaking wherever in the mother language, like Arabic language. No. Try to practice your target language, German, English, French, whatever. And even in the break, I see many students and many learners in the break speak in Arabic, which is bad. Class is very good environment and very fluent environment that will help you to be better in the language if you practice the target language, not the mother language. Also try to put yourself in a situation like, for example, get to natives in other languages and try to speak with them or write to them. Try with your friends to speak, for example, just a bit of time, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes in the target language without any Arabic word. That also helps us to get you the best of your capabilities and abilities. Try to record your work. Vocab and grammar and writing and speaking, it's very important. Because when you record and date your work, you can check your progress day after day and week after week and month after month. So it's very important to record it and check how much you did. Another important thing, when you read or listen to anything, check your speed and try to speed and enhance your speed and comprehension and listening, and you may take notes or make an appendix after that. Also try to, when you read or speak or listen about something, choose certain subjects. Like, for example, I'll speak about education for about 5 or 10 minutes. So I'll try to record myself, and then after 1 or 2 days, remember the fuse modes, try to record yourself again. And then after 1 or 2 days, record yourself again at the same topic, about the same thing. And then I'm sure that you find great progress. You allow the diffuse mood to work and process in your mind, and the results will be splendid. How to motivate yourself? Motivation, I think, is the most important factor here. We have all the time two motivations. Extrinsic, which comes from outside, like punishment, reward, job, and so on. And we have intrinsic motivation that come from inside, like your passion and love to something, to do it. So it's important to develop both, but focus more on the intrinsic motivation, the inside motivation, your love and passion to the language. That never goes away. It stays on as long as you feed it. Here, try to develop your skill of exploration and observation. Observe things. You know, the best way to learn grammar and vocabulary and others by observing, not by studying. You need to observe that and read here and listen here and start to recycle and observe things to get here you extract information by your own effort. And that gets a lot better than studying a textbook or whatever. Also try to accept the risks. We will have failure and successes. Still, failure is very limited thing. Okay, it's just the trying. When you try harder again and again and again, you don't only get to the target that you seek, but also you enhance your skills and abilities and capabilities. You feel better about yourself, and your character and your talents become a lot better and stronger. Try to remember that you are seeking a one or another language. Most people around the world have only one language. So when you try another one, you are a lot better. Don't feel bad about yourself, whatever your level. As long as you try, that's more than enough. As long as you try. Don't take it that I'm not good, it's over. No, it's not over. You just try, and you're better, for sure. And remember, you are a lot better than a lot of people around the world. And remember, the language is a kind of a challenge to you. You just need to have enough effort and focus to overcome it. And all the time reward yourself. You know, your learning is a kind of a journey or a trip that has stations or stages. Every time you move on, you work yourself and be ready for last step and so on. Try to gain good habits and activities that will help you to be better. For example, sleeping. Sleeping here is sleeping here is very important thing, or napping. Many of us feel that it's kind of thing that when you do that, actually don't do nothing. Simply, when you are awake and focusing, the chemical substances inside your brain and your mind, expose harmful material. And these harmful material go on inside the cells and try to squeeze it. You need to have your rest or relax or sleep to get rid of these material or harmful material. And again, it's like refreshing or upgrading your brain, which is very important. Also, sport is a significant thing. If you try to do any kind of sport, even walking will help a lot. Try to stick to a schedule, daily one, weekly one, and monthly one, and try to, and make it practical and simple. Don't overload yourself. And here, try to put list of priorities on any place that's seen to you, like in the fridge or wherever, and check have you done it or not, and stick to it. Getting habits, good habits, will help you to be like a system. You will never lose it and will help you day after day. Remember, language is accumulative. It goes on day after day like a pyramid. So you need to do it every single day. Some people say that if I just go on at the weekend because I'm busy, I may get something. Yes, you may get something, but it's not like every day. If you dedicate 10 or 15 minutes from your daily life to learning a language, it will be a lot better than dedicating 3 or 4 hours at the weekend. Okay, so that's a lot better. And try to gain new good habits, like speaking a target language every day for some time, writing about yourself or anything. All of these help. And let's get to our conclusion. We talked about the brain, how it gets information, and the long-term and short-term memory, and both of them contribute together to our learning. We talked about the diffuse and focus mode, and both of them again help together and share their field of working to store our information. We talked about why practice application, very critical to learn for recycling and get information. Remember that recycling and practicing an application not only help to install information and data in our minds, it also helps when we record them again to use them in different fields. All of us try it to memorize vocabulary and grammar, but when we try to use them in writing and speaking, usually we fail. But if we try to get that in a practical field by recycling them, like for example, I get this vocab and every 2-3 weeks I use it in a sentence or whatever, that's a lot better. We talked about why do we learn a language. We need to learn language for different uses, to be better in our life, in our work, in our studies, for our characters, to enhance our skills and talents and abilities and capabilities. We talked about how we get to that by application, practice, focusing, sharing with others, and recording our work to check our progress, to motivate ourselves to gain good habits and to enjoy the practice, which is very important. And here these are our references for that. And of course, at the end, Alex Nodley not only helps us to build your career, but definitely changes your life. And I'm ready for a question.